This
Okay.
conference will now be recorded.
So please rejoin. Let me know, Sub, if you are able to see.
And hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. Chinmay, go ahead.
Yeah. Karthik, regarding the integration with the RAR, right? At what point do that come into the picture? If you can also give us some overview around that, that will be great. Like like at what point does the recurring items get into RAR, or the one time or the usage items
I'll
get
tell
into
you, right?
RAR?
So I'll give you a brief thing of it. Okay. So RAR, what we do, you need to identify the POBs, right?
Correct.
So POBs, there are two ways. Okay. So one is you have a provider contract which is replicated. Okay. This provider contract. You need to, from here you need to generate, whenever a contract is generated, you create raw items from it, right, with the raw transfer and all.
Hmm.
You create a raw items and you create a raw contract, right?
Correct.
This is one way. The second way is the invoice. Okay, so once we the for contract and all, you know the upfront price and all, but you know consumptions you don't know, right? So in case of consumption, what happens is you have consumption item. From here, we generate a billable item. Okay, so once we have a billable item, we do the billing and then we do the invoicing, right?
Okay.
So here, from invoicing, what we do is we transfer these invoicing again to the ROI. ROI items are created from invoice items, and again, ROI contract is created. So this is how we link it. Okay, so your consumption data always it comes from invoicing. So you take the invoicing and you create raw items, and again this process is same. So I guess here you see again there is a BRF, right? Here integration of BRF, and then we transfer this data to FI, right? So two ways. Okay, one is your contract, provider contract. The other one is your invoice.
So that will be like order items like from the contract and invoicing items from the invoice, but fulfillment items for the RAR will come from where?
Fulfillment
Invoicing as
item,
well.
yes, invoicing only, right? Yeah,
Okay.
it's your invoice. Only two ways. You can either through contract,
Okay.
the two, and the other way is through invoice. If you know, I mean, you they will be if you're looking into RAR, they will tell you how do you identify your POBs, right? But from linking from contract, it's the same similar. I guess the configuration is also similar, right? If you look at it looks more of CI kind of a configuration. If you see,
Okay.
I don't know if RAR is there in this or not. FARRING, right?
Yeah. FARR underscore IMG.
Underscore IMG. Yeah. So here, if you
It is
see,
there, sir. It is there.
yeah, it is there. It is. It is there. Yeah. I didn't touch this one. I don't go into. I mean, this is again another set of subject. Okay. So if
Right.
you look at right, this configuration is same. Define interface comp. You remember
Mm-hmm.
maybe bar Shane, right? Interface components. Or I build. This is a
Yeah.
kind of billable item class. Generate interfaces. Upload rule. These are all again. It follows a similar path of, if you know CI, you can easily correlate. These are all similar to what we have done in CI. right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. These are the two ways. Okay, you can if you're taking RAR class, you can ask how they are doing this RAR, the contract, how they are generating raw items. Yes, you have this RAIMon as you'll do this processing, right? RAI processing. There is a T code to transfer, right? Transfer
Mm-hmm.
to transfer, I guess, and that creates a RAI item and then RAI contract.
Yeah. Yeah, FARR underscore I underscore mon.
Monitor is for monitoring, like
Yes.
FKK big set mon and
Yes.
big set mon, and there is a RAIMon.
Mm-hmm.
And once on the raw items, you do the process, right? You execute the process of the raw items that creates a contract, right? The concept is similar. So if you know CI,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy for you to understand how they are. Oh, except the you have the decision tables and all you need to generate, right? Those things, I mean, POBs. How do you map your POBs? Those things you need to take care of as part of RAR. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Now if you look at our CI, okay, so what we have done, we have invoicing is invoice process we have created. Okay, so invoice process is we have Chinmay, there is a billing process also we have done. Okay? So I guess you are there in the billing process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so billing process is done, invoice process is done,
Posting.
invoice posting is also done, right? That is part of our invoice process only, right? The
Sir,
invoice
in
document.
posting yesterday, there was that error of MT and ST, sir.
MA10,
Yeah, MT in one. We were
that
able to
open item.
manage.
Yeah, open item is actually that's a FICA. We need, but our posting document, right? Posting document is showing MT14 and ST14, but the
Yeah,
display on
correct.
the open items on the FICA side it is showing M8, and I don't know why it is showing. That I have to take a look at from the FICA side. But
Okay.
our job is to ensure that the posting documents that we are doing, they should reflect our own main and sub transactions,
Thanks.
right?
So that will basically be the scope of the FICA consultant
FICA. Yes, yes.
in that
Open
case.
item management, open item FICA. In FICA, we cover what we cover in FICA. First thing is open item management. Okay. First thing is open item management that FLP9 we have seen yesterday, right? So that's the first thing.
Yes, yes.
And on top of it, there is a dunning, there is interest calculation, there is a clearing, returns, write-offs. So these are all your write-offs, and you do the incoming payment method configurations, payment methods, right? Incoming and outgoing. Outgoing is, I mean, generally it's all incoming only, but RAR, see, contract receivables only we deal with. Outgoing, there are some cases where they need to configure FACA, outgoing payment and payment runs. These are all part of your
Like a consultant job.
FICA, yeah, FICA
Mm-hmm.
consultant job. Okay.
Dubai is
Our
going,
job
sir.
is to hand over the data, the invoice data. Our job is what? Our job ends, the BRM consultant job ends at handovering this data to FICA. That's it. Until invoicing, if you do and you hand over the GL account configuration, the posting document configuration we have done, right? That's where our job ends.
Yes, yes.
It's all FICA,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Fine, sir. Fine.
Yeah.
I think Shubha is going,
Now,
sir, already. Yes.
hey, so hope you are seeing the screen. So,
Yes, sir, I'm able to see, but there is some lag. I think my network is slightly weak, I think. Since it's coming after 2-3 seconds or 5 seconds lag
oh,
there.
you're still things are not normal at your end.
No, no, it's still some issue.
Okay, okay. So on the invoice process, we are left with uh, two topics. One is the invoice list. Second one is there is a concept of preliminary invoice. Okay, we will come back to convergent invoicing again. Okay, so there is a rating we need to define that, but that requires your this thing CC. Okay, rating. There is a concept of rating. Okay, rating. Sorry, not charging. It's a rating process. Okay, and one more thing is your consumption item management. Similar to our billable item management, there is something called consumption item management. We'll come back to this. Rating and consumption item management will come back when we are dealing with CC, not now. Okay. Now let's look at invoice list. Yesterday we generated, so to generate an invoice list, what are the things required? Go to FICA, ING. Invoice list is, you have, for a customer, you're generating list of invoices. Okay, so I've created 3 or 4 invoice documents. I want to, instead of customer going into each and every invoice and verifying the details of the invoice, we can club them into a single list kind of a document so that he can see the entire data, all the invoices specific to that. So as part of that process, what we have done, we went into convergent invoicing, and in the invoicing process, maybe Chinmay is just a overview kind of a thing. Okay, so we defined an invoicing process.
Hmm.
Okay, this invoicing process we have created 14. Selection control. In selection control selects the documents that are already there. Okay, so we are allowing INVBI, which is our billing document, and we are allowing a Subin. This is specifically for invoice list. Okay, see, this is for invoice list. INVBI is a billing document. So we are looking at looking at these two documents at the moment, so that our invoicing process takes those documents while doing the
Right.
invoicing, right? And invoicing functions, there are invoicing functions we need to enable. So these are invoicing functions. They will help us in performing certain tasks at the time of invoicing. So one is, I'm saying that I'm instructing the system to do the invoicing of billing documents, and there is an invoicing reversal, and these two are specifically designed for invoicing list. Okay, we need to enable them.
So invoicing reversal is basically canceling the invoice
Yes, that's right.
and not the credit memo or the debit memo.
A credit memo, debit memo, we don't. That's not. I mean, that reversal is on the again this thing, right? On the FICA. So we don't process directly the credit memo and debit memo directly into FI. I mean, if it is coming through a billable item, we can cancel that. We can reverse it. Okay. So if you are generating a credit memo and debit memo, okay, I'll tell you there is one more concept. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say credit memo and debit memo. So in generally what we do, we create this in SD, right? SD
Correct.
002.
Through the
VH,
credit memo request, we create the credit memo.
right? So this
Hmm.
one we generate the billing, and this billing document is transferred to CI. So this billing, where we do the billing in SD only, right? And but when we transfer this to CI, once we do the billing, we transfer this to CI.
Oh,
So
okay.
this CI, if you look at our this thing, right? So invoicing process. So what are the selection controls I'm selecting here? INVBI. I'm saying this, this is a billing document generated from billable item. If you are transferring the data from SD, the document type, the document category will be VBRK. You see, VBRK.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this will be created. This will get stored in the. This will be available if you are.
Invoice
There are
list.
invoice list. Okay, so Then we do the invoicing on top of it. So if you want to try, if you want to do credit memo, debit memo, you need to enable this one. Okay, BBRK is one of the document category that you have to use. You can transfer. If you are generating an invoicing document on top of it, in reversal is very much possible. Yes, we can do the reversal of the credit memo and debit memo only if you transfer the data to CI. That's
So
possible.
so we never so we don't create credit and debit memo in SOM. It's always
We
in
don't.
SD.
I mean, credit bits we can create. I mean, we can issue a credit and see in our billing plan. What we have done in our billing plan. You remember our billing plan, which
Yes,
we
yes.
attach to our contract, right? Let's say on the contract you have negative items. Okay. Let's imagine that negative amounts are there. Okay, that's a kind of a credit you are giving. Okay, how we are tagging our contract to billing plan. So negative item is a condition type, right? So there is a certain condition type associated with it, right? So for PSMB, we have used is for recurring fee, right? So when you are defining your pricing procedure, we'll say that hey, PSMB is my recurring price every month. This we are going to pay this amount that we mapped to billing plan item, right? You remember billing plan item? We mapped this PSMB to one of the billing plan item, and from here we generated a billable item.
Yeah.
Billable item. Similarly, for a negative amount, we'll keep one more condition type kind of GCRD. Okay, G credit. Okay, you have to define that, and it holds the
Okay.
negative value, and you have to map this as a one-time item
Mm-hmm.
to the billing plan.
Okay, okay.
So billing plan again will generate a billable item.
So basically, we create the provider order and the provider contract with the negative amount under ZCRD condition type, and then get that
GCRD
negative
just
bit.
just an example I gave. It's up to you how you want to
Yeah, yeah.
define your.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pretty much you can transfer these additional things also into the billable item. You do the billing and invoicing, everything is same from here. This mapping you need to follow the same path what we have done for recurring, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Mm,
so this is an invoicing process we created yesterday. We added Subin so that we enable that invoice list functionality with this. Now, once Subin is added and we have an invoicing type helps us, to that is always in process with the invoicing process. So invoicing type is always associated with invoicing process. Here we control. Okay, here we control the invoicing functions. So we can say that whether they can be activated or deactivated. Those things we can do. Okay, invoicing type helps us that. So this is just an overview. Okay, so Chinmay, you go through the class, you'll understand the things. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go to FKK IA FKK Bix Bitmon. The monitor I select the build but not yet invoiced items. I'll create one more Subin. Okay, before that, okay, so let's go to there is a table called INV tree. Okay, go to this table and execute. I want to I want to see the Subin only. Okay. So first one is not ours. Ignore that. I'll take I'll take our contract. Okay. If we take Vico NT as our contract, 73116 is our contract account. For this, I have three Subin documents. Means they are all preliminary. Okay. Now I'll create one more. I'll invoice one more item. our this thing is 14 invoice process 14. Give the posting date and document date. Export mode. See, yesterday uh, Sub and Shane,
The reconciliation key, it is getting
right?
created now.
Yeah.
Correct, sir.
So under this recon key, see, if you do one more time, it won't ask. Everything gets recorded under this. Okay.
Correct.
Now I have invoice type, the document date, everything is fine. Here I'll do is what I do is I create first to create any of your. This is a mandatory and the remaining three are optional. To create invoice list, these are the two invoice functions. Okay. Before we generate invoice list, first thing is we need to pre-select. We need to execute this one. Okay, this creates an entry in the table. Okay, now let's do that. And now, if you go to the table, we have 3, right? It should be 4 now. Okay, where is the refresh? Let's execute again. Are we executing correctly? Which one we have done? Seven triple 1 6, right? 5 6 2025. 471. Yeah, I think this is going under GMO. This is not our source document type. Let's create a new data. Let's do something different. Okay, I will go to my. Let's go to our invoicing process first. 14 selection control. It's INVBI. Let's add source document type. Okay, so our source document type is what? S14, right? This is what we are trying. We are maintaining. Save. Even for INVBI also. Let's for Subin also select the source document type. Source document type. I'm adding at the invoicing process level. No, this is not our for Subin. Staking is 14. Somebody already added somewhere. Selection will be for selection is against. This is okay. document types. GMO. Where is the GMO? Yeah, here it is maintained. Let's remove this one. That's the reason it is going wrong. Okay. Go back. Go to invoicing process again. Select 14. Selection control. Subin. Extended selection control. I'll make it as S14. It doesn't exist. Okay, let's add there. Okay, I guess that. Go back. Go to new entry, Subin, and our source document type is S14. Invoicing type is 14. Invoice process is 14. Okay. Now let's go back and add it again. Let's go to our invoicing process again. 14. Subin, new entry, and it is 14. Okay. So I added my invoicing. Subin is added to 14 is 14. Okay, now let's go back and generate again. So do we have any billable items? Let's see. So this, let's look at the other one. What is the source document type we assigned during the billing? It's 14, right? Let's go back and do the invoicing. 1625, 1625, export mode. Okay. All functions, create invoice list. Let's ignore this. Okay. Yes and yes. Now let's go to the table again. Why only 3 are there? Refresh data. Let me take some example. Let's go and create a contract. It is in S4 Print 3. Let me launch the Fieri again. Excuse me. S4 Print 3. Welcome at 189. Go to subscription order management. Where is it? Here. Manage subscription orders. Create new. Our order type is GS14, right? So GS14. Enter the sold to party. 182 is our phone. This is our sales order. Enter our product selection. Submit this one. Push. Contact account. Edit list. Assign. See, somebody extended our data, so it is asking us to select the one which is already there. Okay, now let's go 71116 is our contract account, right? 57 assign contract account. Submit. Go to the contract 20954. So it is technically active. That means it should be available on the billing plan. Go to billing plan. FKK Bix bill plan. Contract number 20954. Let's generate few billable items for this. Execute. So one is generated. Go to administrative data. Next request is at 17. Control C. Execute. Next is 18. Control C. Next is 19. Execute one more. 110. Now let's go to FKK Bixbit one. For contract account, and I want to see only the billable items. And for contract, this one, this is the contract. Sorry, 20904. What is our contract? 20904, right? Take this contract and look for the billable items. So now let's do the billing. Bill this one 162025. Export mode. Execute. Execute and execute. Okay, clarification case I don't need. Let's do the same thing for one more. Export mode. Execute. Bill. Change the date to 25 AM. Export mode. Billing unit is there. Execute. Accept document. Now let's go and do the invoicing for this. Okay, let's do invoicing for the first one. Select the date. Export mode. Execute. I want to create invoice list. Okay. Okay. Executed. Now let's go to the table again. CS14. Now it is coming fine. Okay. Where is my Subin? Let me go to my invoicing process again. Invoicing type. Let me do one thing. Okay? Let's see this. I think the posting is done. That's the reason it is not accepting. I think so. Let's see that. Okay. Let me go to Bixbitmon again. Build but not yet invoice items. We have one now. Let's do the invoicing. This is 2025. Export mode, execute. Remove this and remove the invoice list. Unable to process invoice unit contract. What's been?
Karthik sir, I had a question.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, it's not related with the invoicing list, but so the Bix Bitbon screen, we have raw, processable, processed, right? The bits.
Yeah.
So when we transfer these bits from raw to processable to processed, from the processed data, the billing document gets generated.
Uh, what was that? I couldn't follow.
So, so the bits when
Chinmay,
they
can
move
we
in.
discuss this ARIA later? Because I think it's getting confused between ARIA and this processor sorry showing.
No, no, no. I'm saying the bits one. The bits also are having the three statuses, right? Processable and processed. Raw, processable, processed. So
No,
the
no.
billing documents.
It is raw, billable, build. Yes, I mean RAR also you have this similar kind of statuses, right?
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
but
okay.
here
So
it is
basic.
different. Yeah, status are different, but in
Oh, it's build.
RAR.
Okay, okay. I thought it was processable. Okay, okay. Got it. Got it.
So let's do the invoicing for this. Export mode, execute. It should actually. I'm not sure why it is. So this should be part of your table, okay? And it is not coming up here. CMO only coming up for contract account 70016.
This is for triggering the invoice list, is it?
Yeah, we I mean, if you see what I've done, I have created two more invoice documents, right?
Yeah,
With a
correct.
selected that Subin. I mean, our invoice list must be created. So
But
what happens is
there you have selected you're not selected that option, create invoice list. Maybe that is why the invoice list has not been created. It's
no,
only a
no, no.
pre-select.
Here I'll tell you. So first we need to pre-select. Okay, so we need to. There are two steps. One is pre-select, and then you have to create a invoice list.
Invoice list.
How do we
Yes.
create invoice list? There is a T code called. I mean, if you remember, we can do the billing and invoicing using a different T code also, right? If you look at this FKK bix underscore yes is a T code to do
Uh,
your individual billing, right?
correct.
Similar to that, billing process. So similar to this, we have FKK bigs underscore yes for invoicing. Sorry, FKK INV underscore yes. Okay, FKK INV underscore yes. Okay, this is for invoicing. Now, if you look at your this thing, let me go to 2025 and select date as 10th, Control C and Control V, and execute. This is our contract account. Click on export mode. See, it will show us the list of subins. Okay, it will show us the list of subins. If you click on OK, just click on OK. I'm creating a document. Okay, execute. Now I'll create invoice list. Okay, I'll create invoice list now. See, invoicing document was created, but it won't post. Okay, so it's a kind of a listing document. You go and display the document. See, these are your subin documents. It's a list. It's an invoicing. What we are doing, this is not an actual invoice. If you see, there
Right,
is no
understood.
posting, right?
So
We don't
after the
do it.
posting has been done, you club those invoices into invoice list.
Invoice list, so that customer
Yes.
can directly go to this invoice list and see what are the different invoices are done. And we generate a list. I mean, this is a separate process. Okay, so first we create a subin, pre-select the invoicing documents which you want to create as a list, and the next step is create the list from the T code. It will show. So this
But it
is what
doesn't get
actually
posted, you say.
it doesn't
So
get posted. If you look at posting documents, it won't post.
Invoice list is not supposed to be posted actually.
No, this is not right. Actually, our actual
Yeah.
invoices are posted already.
Already
mm,
posted, correct.
Yeah,
okay,
this
okay,
is
okay.
a list. This is a list which we
So
want to give it to customer so that he can see everything, all
okay.
the invoices posted so far. You can
So
see
basic,
directly the
yeah.
accounts.
So
So
those
this will be
individuals.
available in
So
that underscore TRIG table, sir.
Sorry.
This will be available in that TR underscore TRIG table in INV TRIG.
This should show. Actually, this should show before we. I mean, actually, I was trying to show the table data. Okay, how it gets stored on the table. This should
Okay.
show, but this is not. If you look at right, we don't have to. I mean, if you go to SE16 and go to the TRIAG table for
okay.
Subin,
So basically, individual subins are basically the individual invoice documents which have been posted. We are now clubbing them into an invoice list, right?
we are clubbing
That's
them
the
into invoice list. Yes.
into an invoice list. Okay. And since they are
So
already
that
been posted, invoice list is more of a kind of a um, container basically for the customer to see all his invoices in one
invoices,
place.
yes. Yes, yes. It's a separate process that we follow, but it is done through your invoicing only. So at the time of invoicing, we say that, okay, I mean, this should go as a list to the customer.
Customer.
So for a month or for a day, all the invoices against that customer, we select and we say that, we club them and we send as a list to the customer.
So maybe that some indicator is not activated, sir. That is why it is not coming in the table.
Yeah, something is wrong with that.
So is
Actually,
it
this
if I remember in at least in SD we have that I think invoice list indicator in the I guess the um, VOV8, the invoice document type. So is it something like that? So Subin is our document type, right? Like the invoice document type.
document type. Yes, yes, it's a
So do we
document type.
have any check over there that it should be a part of
Our
invoice list?
configuration is okay. Our configuration is correct,
Okay.
but something it is not working. Somebody, I don't know if anybody messed it up. That I'll need to see, but it
Sir,
should
but
work
in
like.
the big Spitmon, are we able to see that tick activated against the line item, against the header item of the invoice list?
Bixbit Mon.
Yeah, if you go to our invoices, it should there should be a tick activated, right?
This is actually invoice, right? for which a posting document is already created. We have done the posting also. And you see, this we selected for Subin, right? If you see at the top, say SDoc. Okay. Why this SDoc is not coming?
That's
We
what I'm
selected.
saying. It's,
Did we? Sorry, what was your question, Shane?
so my question was, if you have when we created an invoice list, there's a tick that gets activated on top. Yesterday you had shown that.
Huh. This should SDoc you see, right? SDoc should be
Hmm.
ticked.
It
That's
is
the
not
reason it
getting
is
ticked.
not showing. Yeah, yesterday it was getting ticked, right? Yesterday I showed you, right?
Yeah.
And we were able to see our own these things. But today I don't know if anybody messed it up. It should actually. So the concept is like that only. So you create a list like this, and you can send this as an email to the customer so that he can look at all the invoices at a single place. It's a kind of a preview document, right? If you there is an application form, you can build your own application forms. You can build, PDF based forms, or smart forms you can build, and you can output device is mandatory. Okay, let me see. LP01 is there. So a form can be built like this. Okay, see total amount. It also brings us, what is open so far. Okay, it's a standard PDF. Okay, so we are saying that 1500 is our. This is not correct. Is it a correct thing? 500. I mean, this is actually some dummy form I'm using. Okay, it will show us what are the different invoices amounts that are posted so far to that customer,
Okay.
right? So it's a kind of a preview document. We need to build this smart form, and according to our requirements we do that. Okay, now I'll let
So,
me go back.
sir, how did you activate this smart? How what was the path you went to
It's a
get this
default.
smartphone?
It's a default preview. This preview
No,
function
no.
you just need.
From here, how did you go from here to open that smartphone? Oh, preview.
Okay,
Okay, okay, preview. Fine,
yeah,
fine, fine,
preview,
fine.
preview. At
Yeah,
the
yeah,
top you have a preview, right?
yeah, yeah. Good.
Let me just
So, and where is the assignment? Are you going to show the assignment for the smartphone against this as well?
no.
Output.
This is just a. You can directly go it from here. Once again, here if you see in the configuration.
So there would be an output type, right? Output type would be there.
Output
That is going
determination
to be
will be there.
assigned.
So it's not
Yes,
a
correct.
determination, it's an output. One second, I'll show you. Payment method.
So we assign it in the invoice document type or category.
Yeah, it's a kind of a document. Defined document
So this is very
types.
important in our company. Like something which goes
Yeah, yeah,
output
understood.
actually.
So defined invoicing document for invoicing list. Okay, this is a flag here. One second. Mm,
Oh, shoot.
there is something like this billing form or invoicing form. Okay. I'll get back to you on that. Okay, so somewhere it should be in the invoicing. Somewhere we have to maintain that.
Fine, so no problem.
You can
And next
customize
time we
that
meet,
also.
you can show us. Yes,
Yeah, you can customize that also.
because
Okay,
we because this is
see,
something
here,
which, okay, this is the
here
one.
I
Okay,
got it, right? So we can use any of these forms. I mean, if you want to customize, you can customize and you can apply here.
Billing
Right now,
form invoicing.
yeah, the billing form. You can build your own SPF form and you can assign it here.
Form ID. But assigning, we are assigning to what? Like this is the form ID.
Form ID. These form IDs are displayed. These are for what? These are for
Mm-hmm.
defining your billing. All your billing forms you can define here
Define. Mm-hmm.
and create a form ID. Just create a ABCD one form ID you can create and assign that application form. So in your here it shows all the list here. If you go to your invoicing, go to preview. Where is that preview? You click on preview again. It is not selecting the. See. So all the forms that are displayed there, right? They belong to your FICA invoice. Okay. So you have to generate your own. If you create your own, it will come up here. You can select
Okay.
that form to send it as an output. This is only to generate the smart form. Again, from there
Mm-hmm.
you need to submit to the user wherever you want to. Right. Whenever invoicing is done, if an invoice is generated, you have to use this form and send it to the customer. This is your report output only, invoice output only. Okay, the same thing if you see all the list here. Where are they?
So we define that in the FICA MG and then, but there's no assignment for the invoice type. It will show.
There is no, it will show everything. Whichever you want to
Okay.
use, you can.
Okay. But
It will show. Yes.
but it's not like country specific or anything like if or sales. Not there's no sales org, right? Like but
You can create your own form ID, right?
so I mean,
You want
are there any access sequences for it, like to be determined for this customer and for
like
this
for
invoice
yeah.
type?
For example, certain countries will have any local rules, right? Or
I'll tell.
if you want to define it as per the language or something like that.
Okay. So there is a concept of FQ events. Okay. If you know, FQ events are your exits given by
Mhm.
SAP. Okay. So there are different events are provided by SAP. You need to enhance your own event for invoicing. Let's go to invoicing, convergent invoicing. If you see, there are different enhancements, okay, given by SAP. So you can enhance this while sending the data to. Well, let's say if you want to send the your farm data to a customer, right? Based on your customization, you can enhance any of these. I'll tell you one. There is a transfer output also. So yes, see, print invoicing. See 2686. So here you call that invoice the smartphone that you created, right? You need to enhance your functionality, and here you can customize that. You know which form you want to send based on the customer that you are using.
Okay.
right? It's not like directly there is no mapping kind of a thing. You have to enhance your functionality. You can use the smart form that you have created and create a fill that smart form and send it to the customer. This is your correspondence to the customer.
So does okay, understood, sir. Fine.
So this is a standard custom, the standard function model given by SAP. You create your own. I mean, you can customize it and you can add it. See, if you come here, there is a in the installation specific function models. Okay, here you need to add G function model here. This gets triggered, and in the function model, you write your own logic, based on the requirements. How to send, if you want to send different invoices based on the customers, you can send that. You can do that. Clear? It's all customization. It's not an access sequence, or we don't do that access sequences and all.
Okay, understood, sir. That was my question actually. Understood.
Yeah. Now, uh, invoice list is okay. There is another concept. Okay, let's see this thing. Fika. Where is Fika? There is something wrong with this form. Okay. Let's see any other form we can use. Okay, that's fine. Only one looks good, but preview is something you do it on invoice list. Okay. Now there is one more concept called preliminary invoice. Okay, invoice list is just a list that we send it to the customer by clubbing all the invoices generated so far for the customer. So to generate invoice list, you need two functions. One is pre-select and one is create invoice list. Okay. So there is a concept of preliminary invoice. Okay, what is a preliminary invoice? So you are, when you are generating an invoicing document, you want customer to check the document. It's like a clarification case, but at the time of invoicing, what we do is, okay, uh, hey, we are generating an invoicing document. Before that, we want you to confirm whether things are okay with that or not. Okay, SAP has given an option for the customer to see whether the invoicing document, that the invoicing we are going to do is correct or not. Okay, so in case of invoice list, the posting is done, right? We have created the posting document. But in case of preliminary invoice, we need a customer confirmation, right? So we don't post that amount to the customer unless the customer confirms it. Okay, so what we do is we create a clarification case. We create a clarification case, and someone has to okay that clarification case. Then only we post that amount to the customer. Until this point, we won't post to the customer account. Okay. The second option is we'll give some days. Okay, so some a number of days based on our decision, n days. Until that time we don't post. After n days we post that to the customer. So until this n days, customer has a choice of reversing it, or they uh, stopping the amount to be posted to the customer. Okay, so there is a that is the reason we create a preliminary invoice. Okay, we don't do the posting. We only create invoice document. Posting is stopped until it is clarified. Okay, how do we configure this? So for that, let's go into the FICA ING. Go to convergent invoicing. The invoicing, go to additional functions. So we need to first set up the preliminary invoice category. Okay, then assign the preliminary invoice category. Okay, define preliminary invoice category. Okay, let's click on create new entry. See, at the time of creating a preliminary invoice category, it is asking, there are three things. Okay, one is clarification reason, do not print invoice from. Okay, so this category controls these things, but we need a clarification reason, right? So if you look at, we have two clarification reasons, and a clarification category is 07. If you remember, 07 is specifically designed for preliminary invoices. I told you at the time, right, when we have created.
Yes.
Right now, if you go to before this, okay, let's go and see what are the different 07 clarification categories that exist already. Okay, go to clarification processing at the bottom and go to clarification reasons. Okay, application area is yes, and click on enter. See, only two are there, 13 and 12, right? These are belongs to 07. Now, if you want to use any of the reasons, you have to create your own 07. 07 are specifically designed for preliminary invoices. These are standard, you cannot change this. This is 07. I'll say clarification is a 14. This is prelim INV 14. I have created my own reason. Our own reason is created. Go back. So I have three now, right? Now let's go to our preliminary invoice category. Click here. Click on new entry. My invoice category GP 49. Prelim MVCAG 14. And my clarification reason is 14. I'll select. Okay, this is what I have done, right? So 14 I'll select. And you can either say that I can you can select any of these two. Okay, I can say I want to create a clarification reason, or I can say that after 3 days automatically it gets released to posting. Okay, now let's go only with the clarification reason. Let's say this one. So GP14 is my preliminary invoice category, and I'll assign this to our invoicing process. Assign this to our invoicing process. Okay, I'll say copy this one. My invoicing process is 14, and invoice type is 14, and my invoicing category is what we are using. This is on our contract account, right?
That I
JSP,
see itself.
right? Yeah. And I'll say my preliminary invoice category is GP14. Save this one. So this is one setting, and the next thing is in the invoicing process, you need to add and see to achieve any of the functionality, you have to add an invoicing function, right? That's mandatory. So go to our invoicing process, go to invoicing functions, and add. There is a plausibility check. Uh, Sorry, 1 second. Uh, Preliminary invoice. Okay, creation of a preliminary invoice. Okay, this is functional optional. Let's save this one. And now let's go to invoicing type again. 14, let's go to 14. Go to invoicing process, invoicing functions. Add that here. What is our invoicing category? GIC. Let's add the invoicing function, preliminary LME. Okay, and I'll say this is active, can be deactivated in dialog. Save, go back, and again go to our invoice billable items now. Okay. That is the configuration. Go to our billable items again. Display billable items. Bill not yet invoiced and our contract account. Let's okay. There are no billed items. Okay, let's do a billable item and do the billing. Okay, so we created just now. We created one, right? Let's use that only. What is my contract 20904? For this, there is a one billable item available. Let's do the billing. Export now. Execute. 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 So this is on the clarification on the billing. I accepted it. I don't want to stop there. I'll go to invoicing now. Okay. My invoicing process is 14. I'll select click on export now. Execute. So this time I want to create a preliminary invoice. Okay. So I'm creating an invoice billing document and also I'm creating a preliminary invoices. Right. Let's click on OK. See, a preliminary invoice should be created. A clarification reason with a clarification reason 14. Right. So I'll execute a preliminary invoice and I can create invoice also. Okay. Now let's click on OK. A clarification case is created. And OK. Let's go to invoice in document. If you go to source document, preliminary, I did not. Oh, did I stop? Okay, 1 second. Let me do it one more time. Same thing. Label item. Click on bill. Execute again. accept this one. Do the invoicing. Export mode, execute. I'll say create invoice, preliminary invoice. I'll execute this one. Okay. So here if you see, right, preliminary invoice was created but not posted, not saved. Do you want to save the document? Yes, I'll save the document. Click on OK and go to the clarification case now. Okay. Go to clarification case. How do we go to the clarification case? FKKINV underscore CFC is a T code. Go to clarification processing, clarification number. Go to the contract 20904. 20904 is my contract number. Click on OK. Oh, this is not a clarification case. Let's go to the bill of lading again. This is billed but not invoiced. Okay, let me do that. What is saying? It's locked to invoicing. There is a clarification case should be there. Why? We go to source document. Display clarification case. This is a source document. Okay, let me go to the invoicing history. See, sorry. So there is an invoicing document created already. Okay, for the same thing, but it is if you look at the source documents, see, there is a preliminary invoice, right? So a preliminary invoice is already created for this with the reason 14. Okay, if you look at the posting documents, there is no posting done. Even though there is an invoice is created, but the posting is not done because it has a clarification case created and a preliminary invoice is created for. This is a preliminary invoice. It's not an actual invoice before because the posting is not done yet. Okay. Now let me go into the clarification case for this. Okay. If you go to clarification cases, display clarification case 3091191. This is my clarification case. Okay. Take this number, go to FKKIMVCFC again. See the clarification case. 30191. This is the one. FKKIMVCFC. Right. Let's go to that T code. clarification number. This is our clarification number, right? Let's execute. Okay, this is to be clarified. Now, here if you say preliminary document okay, or we can reverse it. Okay, if you say okay, then this will be posted. The invoice, let me close everything. Which one is ours?
So we are posting the preliminary invoice also, or because it is just for the
Preliminary invoice is a
inform.
kind of it's a check. Okay, this is our actual invoicing document, right? But it is not posted. If you look at your billable item, if you look at your billable item, there is no invoicing document against it, right?
Mm.
We see any invoicing document because there is a check, preliminary check we are using. If you go to your billing document, in the invoicing history, a preliminary invoice is created, right? It's not an actual invoice. I mean, we haven't posted this to customer yet. If you go to the invoicing document, posting documents, no posting document, and source
Correct.
document go, it's a preliminary invoice. Now, if you release that invoice, let's say that you go and release that invoice, okay? I'll say this nothing
Release in the sense moving it from preliminary to actual invoice.
actual. Yes, actual. No, I'll say click on OK. Okay, document OK.
Okay.
I'll say
So this
dialog
will. Mhm.
execute.
So this will create the actual invoice as well as post it. Basically, a posting document.
Yes, that's right. So now let's say 2025 export mode. What it is saying. It's strange. It is not posting. Why? Still nothing. It is selecting. Why? Yeah. So yeah, there is one more thing. Okay, so why it is not releasing? If you go to our invoicing process again, okay, our selection does not include the preliminary source document category preliminary. Okay, that's the reason it is not posting. Now I'll do what I do PRL IN. Okay, so PRL IN. This we need to add to our source document category. And let's go and see the table again one more time. Control N, SE16. Go to that triac table again, and our contract account is what? 71116, right? There should be a PRL and entry. See, this is working fine. Subin, I don't know why it is not updating, but if you look at, right, this is the one we created, right? 400183. So it is updating. You can see, I mean, this is a kind of intermediate table. Okay, you can see all the data. If you want to verify, you can verify the data. Okay, remember this table, PR trick table, IN with trick. Okay, there is a PRLIN, but our invoicing process we did not include that. That's the reason it is not allowing that. Okay, now I added to our invoicing process the PRLIN. So I have added PRLIN now. Now let's go to the clarification case again. And go back, go to clarification case again. The clarification case number 30191. Then execute. Preliminary okay. Export mode. Select the date. Export mode. See, now it is taking up our invoicing process and invoicing type. Okay, execute now. And I'll creation of preliminary invoice is not done now. It is done right already. So I'm executing now. Click on OK. Invoice document was created but not posted. You want to post. I want to post it. Okay, so the posting is done now. It is completed. Clarification case is completed now. Now let's go to the billable item monitor again. This is my invoicing document, right? 4000183. Let's go back and go back again. Refresh this one. 700418. You go to invoicing history. Invoicing is done, right? The status is invoiced. Now if you go to invoicing document now, posting document, a posting is done, right? So clarification, the preliminary is clarified and a posting document is created, right? This is my invoicing history. Now if you go to your billable item, you see an invoicing document here. Okay, this is only display of billable items or any other. 700419415. Remember this billing document. This is invoiced, right? So I have to go to invoiced. 700415. 700415. This is the one, right? We were looking at. There was a preliminary invoice, source item, sorry, invoice history, which was, it was preliminary, right? Now an actual invoice is created and a posting is done. If you look at this, right, posting, it indicates whether posting is done or not,
Correct, sir. Correct.
right? An invoicing document is also created and it is updated against the. So this is how a preliminary invoice is created. So until you confirm, okay, a posting cannot happen to the customer account. Only after confirmation, a posting happens to the customer account, right? So this is one way of dealing with, and the other way is if you go back to your configuration again. I don't know, is it too much information or I'm not sure, but you should know these things. Okay. Now, if I go to preliminary invoice again, okay, additional functions and define assign, right? Let's go to define. What is our GP14 is our preliminary invoice. See, if you want, if you don't want a clarification reason, you can also put that on hold, okay, for 2 days. Okay, this is in days. Okay, so it will wait until 2 days and it will automatically post that after 2 days. The same thing here, what we have done, we went ahead and clarified the clarification case, right? So if you do,
Yes.
instead of clarification case, you can say that, wait for 2 days or wait for 7 days. System will wait and it will automatically release that invoice to the preliminary invoice to the actual, it creates actual invoice and it will post the entries into the customer account.
So do we have to perform some additional activity for posting, or automatically it will happen, sir?
Automatically it will happen. Your invoice
Okay.
job will take care of it.
Okay.
It happens automatically. Yeah. So this is on the preliminary invoice. Okay. Maybe you can practice on the invoice list and invoice preliminary invoice and let me know if you are able to do that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So yeah, next week we'll start with convergent charging. So in between, if you get some time, I'll notify you and we can have a class if everybody's okay
Yeah, sure.
during the weekdays.
We need to now, sir, start configuring on the in the system actually.
Yeah.
That one
Week
thing we have not done.
You have to do that, yes.
Yeah. Actually, what happens is,
weekday will be
yeah,
difficult for me this week.
Mm.
This week
Yeah,
will be,
if
yeah.
everybody's okay, then only we'll have a class. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. We'll go through. I mean, I'll have to catch up on quite a bit of recording. So
Mm.
I I was until the creation of billable items and all. So after that, I'll have to catch up on the recording.
Yeah, go through that.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll see it on the
Yeah. Yeah.
weekend.
Because they will, as we practice, we'll have more questions. I suppose.
Yeah, no problem. You can drop a note even after classes also, right? You can just drop a note on the email. I'll definitely get back to you on that.
Mm.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
actually, I had question around. I mean, if we can also cover the, so this is from the transaction level we saw, but what are the backend tables that we are hitting, like after creation of the um, billing or even invoicing? Um,
Okay.
so where do we
Yeah.
see the
I'll,
billing
I'll, I'll
documents
give you the
and
I'll give you the list of tables. Okay. You can go through those. I'll give you the table names for billing and
sure.
invoicing, for clarifications, for
Yeah, yeah,
contracts.
yeah, yeah.
I'll give you this. I can give you this.
Okay. Yeah, because like my question earlier was like when we process those bid items, uh,
Hmm.
the status is like what we saw was like billed but not invoiced, right? So at that time it must be sitting in some table,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
when
those
we
tables already. I think I gave you right. I told you that how a table gets built in the back end. I gave you right slash one FE with the status with the bid class name.
okay,
You
yeah, yeah,
remember?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the tables for billable items and all.
And when we bill it, the billing doc when the billing document gets generated, that's when
Yeah, those are the. I'll give you those. Yes, billing,
okay,
invoicing, the clarification cases, and the
got it.
contract. All these things I'll give you.
Sure, sure.
Okay, guys. Then take care. Hey, Sub.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear it from you. Maybe. Hey, thanks, Shane.
Yes, sir. Sir, if you are having on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sir, let's have it at 4:30 only, sir.
Four only. Well,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Hey, please make sure next week at least. Please join at 4. I know it's difficult for you, but please join.
Yes.
Okay, then. Take care,
Yeah.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.